This practice exam course has been created specifically for engineers who want to pass the Palo Alto Network Certified XSIAM engineer exam on the first attempt and also be ready for real deployments. Many people go into the exam with partial product knowledge or only from a high level. This practice exam course fills that gap by forcing you to think like an implementation engineer and a troubleshooter. Every question and explanation is mapped to the blueprint, so you are not wasting time on outdated content. The focus is not just on what each feature does, but on how and when you would use it in a live society environment. As you move through the modules, you will train your mind to connect requirements, design choices, configuration steps, and troubleshooting observations. This is how the real exam expects you to think. Combined with more than 300 questions and a highly visual companion ebook, this practice exam course becomes your personal lab in text form. You can revisit questions, revise explanations, and strengthen mental models until the concepts become natural and exam-ready. The XSIAM Engineer Certification is designed for professionals who actually build and maintain the Cortex XSIAM platform in production. It validates that you can connect data sources, design log pipelines, create detections, tune automation, and keep the platform healthy over time. Modern enterprises expect their society platforms to be proactive, automated, and tightly integrated across endpoint, network, identity, and cloud. XSIAM brings all these signals together into a single data fabric. The engineer certification proves that you understand this architecture and can make it work reliably. In many organizations, this certification becomes a strong differentiator when selecting engineers for platform ownership and senior security roles. Hiring managers look for evidence that a candidate can move beyond theory and handle real issues like ingestion failures, parsing errors, noisy rules, and broken playbooks. By preparing seriously with this practice exam course, you build the same mindset, seeing how exam-style questions connect directly to real design trade-offs and operational constraints. This practice exam course provides a complete end-to-end learning and validation framework for the XSIAM Engineer Certification. It mirrors the 4 main domains of the blueprint and goes deeper into the realistic problems an engineer faces every day. You start by understanding platform architecture, sizing, and planning decisions. Then you move into integration of multiple data sources and design of automation flows. After that, you explore content optimization, including parsing, modeling, detections, and dashboards. Finally, you drill into maintenance tasks and common troubleshooting paths. For each of these areas, the practice exam course brings curated question sets that simulate what the exam can ask, from configuration flags and limitations to interpretation of logs and error messages. The explanations do not stop at saying which option is correct. They also explain why other options are weaker or risky in an engineering context. That turns each item into a focused lesson, and over time you build a strong library of engineering patterns. The companion ebook is a full study guide that works hand in hand with this practice exam course. Each domain is introduced with a visual overview of the platform components involved, followed by flows that show how data and events move through XSIAM. For example, you see how logs travel from endpoints into Broker VMs, through engines, parsing, normalization, and finally into detections and incidents. Similar views are used for playbook execution, marketplace content, and integration workflows. After every conceptual section, you get targeted practice questions with explanations, so you can check if your understanding matches expected platform behavior. Many engineers learn best when they can see the architecture instead of only reading about it. The ebook is written exactly for that style. You can print it, annotate it, or keep it open while going through this practice exam course. When a question feels difficult, you can go back to the related diagram and reinforce the mental picture before trying again. Hands-on understanding is what separates an XSIAM engineer from a generic security professional. And this practice exam course is structured around that reality. Questions are written from the point of view of someone responsible for a live deployment. You are asked to choose how to plan Broker VM placement for different network layouts, decide how to onboard cloud logs securely, select which data models and parsers to apply, and decide which playbook steps to adjust when an automation misbehaves. Many questions describe partial log snippets, error messages, or configuration states in words, and then ask you to reason about the root cause. This forces you to think about XSIAM as a real system with moving parts, not just a list of features. Domains like integration and automation and maintenance and troubleshooting come to life when you repeatedly see how misconfigurations show up in behavior. By the time you finish this practice exam course, You will have mentally rehearsed many realistic situations so the exam feels familiar. The practice question strategy of this course is built to take you from raw exposure to polished exam performance. The more than 300 questions are spread thoughtfully across all 4 domains in proportion to their exam weights. Early sets focus more on reinforcing terminology, basic flows, and configuration building blocks. As you progress, the questions become more scenario-heavy and multi-step. Many later items require you to evaluate several technically correct options and choose the one that best matches recommended practices or the least risky design. This trains the kind of judgment the exam expects. Each question includes an explanation that links back to planning constraints, integration requirements, parser behavior, detection tuning logic, or upgrade considerations. You are encouraged to treat the explanations as revision notes. When you notice patterns in the options you often choose incorrectly, you can mark them as weak areas and return to the companion ebook to review those topics in more depth. This practice exam course is ideal for several types of learners. If you are already acting as an XSIAM engineer, this course will validate and structure your experience around the official blueprint, making sure you do not have blind spots before the exam. If you are a CM engineer or security engineer working with other platforms, this course will help you translate your skills into the XSIAM world by exposing you to its architecture, terminology, and engineering patterns. SOC analysts who want to grow into engineering roles will benefit from seeing how incidents, playbooks, and detection logic look from the implementation side. Architects and technical leads can also use the course to better understand what is realistic to expect from XSIAM in complex environments. Because the questions are scenario-driven and vendor-specific, they act as a preview of the challenges you will handle in real projects once certified. Your next step is to turn intention into committed action. Certifications only create value when they are actually achieved and backed by real understanding. This practice exam course and the companion ebook give you a concrete, manageable path to that outcome. Start by enrolling and scanning the domain structure so you know where you are strong and where you feel less confident. Then commit to short, regular study sessions. Use each block to work through a question set, read every explanation, and update your notes. When a topic feels weak, jump into the related section of the ebook and review the diagrams or flows. Treat the process like a lab exercise for your mind. After a few weeks of consistent effort, you will feel your confidence growing, and exam-style thinking will become natural. At that point, scheduling the official exam becomes the final step. If you are serious about progressing your security engineering career, enrolling in this practice exam course is the most direct move you can make now.